All right, so if you were to trace some molecules of air as they enter the back of the throat or the pharynx, where does it go after that? Well, it'll go down through the larynx. Yes, that's true. Okay, in your bronchial tree, then where? Because this has to be absorbed into your bloodstream.
Your lungs.
All of that is within the lungs. Okay, well, that's why we're going over it, so that we do know if we don't right now. That's at the very end. Has to go through some other structures first. You had mentioned the bronchial tree. So, yes, that's within the lungs or primary bronchi. Secondary bronchi would be what you had just said, which was what?
Primary bronchi.
We just said that.
Dennis
Someone said bronchioles. Who was that? Did I not? Oh, okay. So those you could say is your secondary bronchi, but I think bronchioles is a little more accurate. Then at the very end, just picture your bronchioles. See, that's probably not as distracting if you flip that over. Well, yeah, I was. It's just that it lights up, and yeah, see, that's good solution right there. Okay, and then think of it this way, like we had mentioned. Once you get off of the trunk or the bronchi, then you get to the branches, the secondary bronchi or bronchioles, and then at the very end of branches on trees are the what? Are your leaves. And in this case, we don't call them leaves, we call them what? Alveoli. Right. And what types of blood vessels are surrounding the alveoli? What type of blood vessels would be surrounding the alveoli? Because what is the main function of your respiratory system? To absorb what? Okay, so blood gases, correct? Are blood gases very large molecules? You sure?
You say yes, I say no. Yes, yes, yes. No.
Okay, no, they're not very large molecules. Okay, so if they're not very large molecules, which would be true, it probably has to be something just as small for them to diffuse across. So what type of blood vessel would that be? Pulmonary?
Yep.
Pulmonary what?
Artery. Vein.
Well, this is your pulmonary artery and pulmonary veins. These are pretty big in structure.
Okay, so it's your pulmonary veins.
I don't know why it looks blurry on this. Oh, there it goes now. Pulmonary artery, pulmonary veins. Okay, so think smaller. Yes, I realize this was last chapter. Capillaries, yes, that is correct. Capillaries are the smallest types of blood vessels that are one cell layer thick that would allow oxygen to diffuse across. Because if it was not one cell layer thick, would diffusion take place in those pulmonary arteries or pulmonary veins? Certainly not an artery, and not a vein either. So with that, what that means then, being one cell layer thick, it can diffuse very easily. Okay, so moving forward then. Working on our stocks. So when we're supposed to work on our stocks, then that's when we're working on our science. Oh, okay, well that answers a lot of questions. Okay. Now, what is significant about the right side of that pulmonary or that bronchial tree. We said that in class. Well, that would be the entire structure of the lung. It would have, and actually the left side's got 2 lobes. The right side's got 3. But as a doctor, that might be more significant. How and why, perhaps? Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna be gone during zoology. I was wondering if I could take the test now.
Okay, hold that thought.